Hey, and congratulations on your brand new 8x10 back. In this video I will show you a couple of quick and handy tips to get you going. But before I do, I'd like to mention that for this video I'm using a very old pre-production sample of the 4x5 body and the prototype of the 8x10 back. And both these models don't have the epoxy coating on the magnets, which is why they look very rusty. But we can assure you that in the current versions of our products, anything you buy today, the magnets are perfectly coated, so there won't be an issue. The back comes with a 0.52 pinhole. The pinhole in your camera body is replaceable and it works fairly simple. You see that plastic thing over there. When you grab it and with a little bit of force turn it counterclockwise, it should come out fairly easy. So there you go. And now you can easily replace the pinhole or remove the pinhole by just taking the tip of your thumb. And if you have big thumbs, you can use the tip of the syringe, but just take it easy. Make sure that your camera is placed on a surface, because there's some force involved. So if you do it like this, you'll be searching for your pinhole for a couple of hours and maybe never even find it. So you gently press it. It falls out. Oh, you can't see it, but there it is. Then you take the 0.52 pinhole and you gently place it in there. You take the little plastic screw and then you just feel where it's starting to get a bit of resistance, and then you give it like a couple more millimeters. And it's done. Connected to the 8x10, the camera has a focal length of 160 millimeters, and if you use the 0.52 millimeter pinhole, the aperture of the camera is f308. Once you've swapped the 0.35 pinhole for the 0.52 millimeter pinhole, Pinsta Pro users can now reinsert the light baffle in the camera as you would normally do, which should end up looking like this. Now the next step is to place the camera body inside the back. Make sure you center it. There's a little bit of space on all sides. Make sure you center it and then tighten the screws. Don't use too much force, or otherwise you will damage both of the products. Just make sure they're tight so you can lift it up by the body. And now you're ready to load the camera. So just take the top off, put both elements in the dark bag and load it as you would the 4x5. If that's too much of an issue for you, because the dark bag versus all the elements is quite small, you can also grab one of these bad boys, go to your toilet if it's light sealed or completely dark, put this in your lamp, and when you're loading Harman Direct Positive paper, it should work fine. And now we're ready to compose the shot. As with the 4x5, there's gun sights on either side of the back, and then there's these little pins. As you probably know, let's see if I can show you this like this. You line this up from behind the camera. You line up the little pin with the dent and extend that virtual line into the distance, and then you'll know what's in your field of view. And then it's time to develop your shot. The camera comes with 4 60 milliliter syringes, one for dev, one for fix, and one for water. Keep in mind that you need to prepare a little bit more, at least 60 milliliters of developer and fixer. And we recommend using one syringe per shot. So with the 4x5 you can get a couple of shots developed with one syringe. With the 8x10, because it's a much larger surface, we suggest doing one shot per syringe. And because it's a much larger surface that you're developing, you might want to start pre-soaking the paper. How it works is, this is the first step in the development process. So once you're ready to develop, you fill one syringe with lukewarm water, you insert it and you agitate it for like 30 seconds to a minute, or you just leave it for a minute. The great thing about this is that it both warms up your paper a little bit, but it also breaks the surface tension, so the developer fluid doesn't have to do that. which makes for a much more even development of your print. Now here's a little agitation tip. Oliver taught me this. When you insert the developer, try to level the camera. There's some, this is the prototype, so on your camera it looks a little bit different, but there's a water level here, which is there to make sure that you can keep the camera level when you are developing. You insert your developer, and what Oliver taught me is you go corner to corner first, so corner to corner a couple of times, then you move the liquid to the other corner and you go other corner to corner, then you level the camera, you take a look at your water level and you go front to back, and then you go round in circles, for which you can use the water level as well. For direct positive paper you do this for about 2 minutes, followed by 1 minute of fixer, followed by a wash of a minute or 2 minutes, whatever you prefer, and there you go. When you're done with the development process, you will find, when you open the camera, you will find that the paper has extended a little bit, it curls up a bit. It's totally normal, but you do need to take care that you take out the paper as soon as you can and place it in the drying frame that came with your order, and let it dry there. And then take a towel or some paper towel, and if you are ready before you're ready for your next shot, before you're going to load the camera again, make sure that everything is nice and dry. So not just the back, also the inside of your camera. I always take out my light baffle as well and dry it out, because you don't want to be exposing your next shot and have a drop of developer fluid fall on your unexposed paper. That's gonna look funny. Okay, now Oliver has some advice for you on how to store your 4x5 body inside the 8x10 back. So Oliver, take it away.
Right, so to make transporting your 8x10 a little bit more manageable, we've put 4 magnets in the back of the 10x8 back, which correspond to the magnets on the back of your 4x5 camera, and that magnetizes on there like so, and then your 8x10 body should go right over it like that. The 4x5 will only go in one way, it'll only go in that way. If you try and put it in the other way, it won't fit. Those magnets are just ever so slightly offset, so it will just go in the one way.
And you're set. We are very much looking forward to seeing what you'll shoot with your brand new 8x10 back. When you post your results, please don't forget to tag us, because we'd love to see and reshare what you've been shooting.